These are the missing parts of the Book of the Giants. These fallen angels knew the secrets of all things. At this time, sin was great on the earth. The wicked angels killed many people and begot giants with mortal women. The wicked former angels consumed everything that the earth produced, the great fish, the birds in the sky, all the fruit of the earth, all kinds of grain, the fruit of the trees, even beasts and reptiles, they committed sin against. All the creeping things of the earth. They observed, watched all earthly things. They performed every harsh deed with harsh utterance upon male and female creation and upon among humanity itself. 200 angels had been persuaded to leave heaven for the earth. The 200 angels seized 200 donkeys, 200 asses, 200 sheep and rams of the flock, 200 goats, 200 beasts of the field from every animal and from every bird for experiments in inbreeding with humans and all types of misconjunction. As a result, monsters were created among all the perversion due to the mingling animal seed with mortal women, similar to Egyptian gods, satyrs, and possibly even dinosaurs. The historian Josephus mentioned that Enoch had business in Egypt, then called Sarad. The monsters sought out flesh which would be destroyed or perverted. Monsters and giants would arise who were lacking in true knowledge because they were abominations. Meantime, the earth grew ever more corrupt and the giants more mighty. They considered trying to persuade other angels to come upon the earth, otherwise, their tyranny might ultimately perish and die. All the time, they were causing great corruption in the earth. If this aim did not suffice to perpetuate them, they would be finally destroyed, they believed. The fallen ones defiled all creation and begot giants and monstrous creatures, and corrupted all the earth, which was defiled by bloodshedding at the hands of the giants. But this did not suffice them, and they were seeking all the time to devour, destroy many, much more. The monsters attacked all creation. The giants are now troubled with pretentious dreams, and My Way reports his dream to the rest of the giants. Apparently, he sees a tablet inscribed with several names immersed in water, which only has three names remaining when it emerges. The usual interpretation is that this symbolizes the death of all on earth except Noah and his sons. The story continues. My Way reported that men drenched the tablet in water so that it was covered. It was then lifted out, and all the inscriptions had three, but three had vanished. My Way goes to the others. They discuss the dream. This vision is cause for cursing and sorrow, said the group. I, said My Way, am the one who will be blamed most of the whole group of those who cast down out of heaven, and I shall have to go to hear the spirits of the slain complaining about their killers and crying out that we shall all die together and be made an end of. When I am sleeping and dreaming, bread and dwelling will be denied me. So, troubled with this vision, the monsters entered into the gathering of the giants. Then Oya spoke without trembling to My Way. Who showed you all this vision, my brother? Barakiel, my father, was with me as corroborator, and it seemed experienced the same vision. But before My Way had finished telling what he had seen in his dream, Oya said to him, now I have heard wonders. If a barren woman gives birth parable, that would be an equal wonder. Thereupon, Oya says to Haya, are we to be destroyed upon this earth? When they had finished discussing the dreams, both Oya and Haya wept before the assembled giants and monsters. Use your strength, the group counseled. When Oya said to Haya, this doom is not for us, but for Azazel, one of the wicked angels, for he showed most corruption to humanity. The good angels surely will not let all their loved ones, the giants and monsters, be neglected. We are not to be cast down. You, address the crowd of giants, angels, fallen, and monsters, have strength and can resist. The giants, however, realize that fighting heaven is futile. Gilgamesh speaks, I am a giant, and by my mighty strength in my arm, I can vanquish anyone mortal. I have made war with them mortals in the past, but I am not now able to stand against my opponents who reside in heaven and dwell in holy places. And not only this, but they are in fact stronger than I am. The day of the ravening beast, wild beast has come, and that of the wild man as I am known. Then Oya said to him, I have been forced to have a dream. The sleep of my eyes vanished so that I could see a vision. Now I know that on the field of battle we cannot win. Gilgamesh noted. Oya describes his vision. I saw a tree uprooted except for 3 of its roots. While I was at its worst watching, some beings, good angels, moved all the roots into this garden, but not the 3. The interpretation of this dream is similar to that of the earlier one. This dream vision concerns the death of our souls, said Oya, and those of Gilgamesh and all his companions. However, Gilgamesh said to me that all the forbiddings concerning only the rulers of earth, the temporal, powerful ones, whom the leader of the good angels has cursed. The giants were glad at his words. Then Oya turned and left the assembly. There are more dreams, the import of which is hostile to the giants. The dreamers report to the monsters and then to the giants. After this, 2 of them had visions. They were unable to sleep, and they came to their comrades and told their dreams to the assembly, their comrades. The monsters, they reported that in their dream they seemed to be observing a garden where gardeners, angels, were watering 200 trees, and large shoots came out of their roots. Suddenly the garden became ablaze, so that the garden was destroyed and all the water evaporated. Then they went to the giants to tell them of their dream. The suggestion was made to seek out the scribe and prophet Enoch to interpret the dreams. Let us seek out Enoch, the note scribed, and he will interpret for us the dream. Thereupon Oya declared to the giants, I too this night had another dream, and behold, the ruler of heaven came down to earth and made an end of us. Such is the ending of my dream. Upon hearing this, all the monsters and giants grew afraid and called Maiwei, the Titan. He came to meet the giants who pleaded with him and sent him to Enoch the scribe. They, the giants, said to him, Go to Enoch so that he may speak to you, and then return saying, You have heard his voice. Oya spoke to Maiwei and said to him, He, Enoch, will listen and interpret the dream and tell us how long we giants have to live and rule on earth. After a journey through the heavens, Maya sees Enoch and speaks to him on his request. Maiwei mounted up in the air as if upon strong winds, using his hands like eagle's wings. He left behind the inhabited world and passed over the great desert of desolation. Enoch saw him and hailed him. Maiwei told Enoch of his mission and said to him that he would speak with him. Flying here and there, Enoch came to a second time to Maiwei, after Enoch, had warned Maiwei about flying too near the sun. Maiwei spoke to Enoch and said that the giants and all the monsters of the earth await his words. If the falling of the giants / wicked angels had been carried out by divine providence from their days of heavenly glory, can you at least assure us that the number of our days spent doing harm will be added to our lives? We wish to know the meaning of the 200 trees that came down from heaven. Enoch, having received my way's request, tried to intercede with God, but unavailingly. Accordingly, he presented my way with a tablet which was full of forbidding and about the coming judgment, but which offered some hope for the future via repentance. The scribe Enoch gave my way a copy of another tablet, not the one dosed in water, that bore his Enoch's own handwriting. The writing on the tablet said, "In the name of the great and holy God, this message is sent to Shemaza and all his companions. Let it be known to you, the giants and monsters, that you will not escape judgment for all the things you have done, and that your wives, their sons, and the wives of their sons will not escape, and that by your licentiousness on the earth there has been visited upon you a heavenly judgment. The land is crying out and complaining about you and the deeds of your children, and about the harm you have done to it, until the heavenly angel Raphael arrives. Behold, destruction is coming by a great flood, which will destroy all living things, whatever is in the desert and in the sea." The meaning of the dream's matter is by way of a judgment for all your evil. But if you now loosen the bonds binding you to evil and pray for forgiveness, you may be saved. Raphael, an angel sent by God to fight against evil, and especially Azazel. Enoch, it appears, also saw a vision at some point. He said the following: "A great fear seized me, and I fell on my face. I heard his voice, who's the angels." The text continues, Enoch, dwelt among human beings, but he did not learn from or rely on them. It seems possible Enoch is talking about the occasion when an angel comes down to earth to summon him to heaven. Here is the fragmentary Book of Giants, Dead Sea Scroll version. It would be instructive here to look at the relevant passage from the Book of Enoch 1, especially the section of the Watchers, where we are told of the corrupting influence of the fallen angels, giving humanity, especially female, forbidding and arcane knowledge. Many of the women were made pregnant by the evident polymorphous angels. The story of the giants is easier to follow in the Book of Enoch than in the very fragmented DSS version. Obviously, much is lost of the latter version, beginning and end, as well as throughout the narrative.